Hey guys, hope you're doing good. Just wanted to take a minute and explain the two different loan scenarios I sent over to you. Again, these are both for VA 30-year fixed rate financing. And in the first scenario, I have the purchase price at $405,000, and then the base loan amount at $405,000 as well. So this would be for the 100% financing scenario, no down payment. Next box down here, you can see the VA funding fee at $13,365, and basically what that is they have a percentage that they finance back on top of the loan amount. So doing the 100% option, and since it's your subsequent use, second property that you've used it with, or more than one property, they have what's the 3.3%, which would be $13,365. And then that would make the total loan amount $418,365. So again, at 4% interest. In all my scenarios, I always estimate a little bit higher on the interest rates. I always build in about 1/8%. Today it's at 3.875, but until we have a purchase and sale agreement with a specified closing date, and that we can't lock in the interest rate. So I just want to have a little bit of cushion built in there, just because rates do change daily, and sometimes they can change more than once a day. So estimated APR at 4.317%. That's taking into account the interest rate and also the closing cost of the loan. So it basically shows the total cost of the mortgage turned into a percentage form. So that's not what your principal and interest payments will be based off of. Again, the principal and interest payments will be based off of 4% at a loan amount of $418,365. So moving down the sheet here, this is the monthly payment breakdown. And on this scenario, principal and interest payment would be $1,997.34. I pulled the property taxes off the county site. Breaking those down monthly come out to $362.74. Sorry. So estimated homeowners insurance, estimating that at $100 a month, basically $1,200 a year. So it might be a little bit high, but with the detached garage shop out there, just want to make sure that we estimate a little bit on the higher side. So total monthly payment in this scenario would be $2,460.08, and again, that's principal and interest, property taxes, and the homeowner's insurance. So the next box down here is the closing cost. Basically, you can see there's no loan origination fee or loan discount fee. So loan origination fee is how mortgage companies get paid, and then loan discount fee is basically used to buy down the interest rate. We can go over that more if you want, but basically for X amount of dollars, you can buy the rate down to a certain percentage, and that changes again on any day. So the next fee down here, title insurance premium, $811, and basically what that is, making sure that you get clear title to the property when you take ownership. They'll also make us aware of any easements, any other little details with the property that you may not be aware of. So right now estimated at $811. And when you do the purchase and sale agreement, they'll specify what title company they want to use for the transaction, and then I'll contact them and get the exact fee. So next one down here is the escrow settlement fee. And basically that's where we send all the final loan documents to get signatures. They take care of wiring the funds to and from everybody's account, and work with title and the county to transfer ownership of the property. So on VA financing, the veteran's not allowed to pay that fee, so it's something that OnQ pays. So wire fee, $30, basically recovering the wire charge to wire the loan proceeds to the escrow company. Appraisal fee, $570 is probably a little bit higher for the VA appraisal, probably be more like $500, but I'd rather have it overestimated a little bit. And then once we get to the point of ordering the appraisal, we'll update that fee to reflect the exact quote that we get back from the VA. Credit report fee, $23. That's basically recovering our costs with certified credit. That's who we use to pull the credit reports through. We'll have the initial one that we use for doing pre-approval, and then just before closing, we'll do what's called a soft credit check. and basically that'll just take like a current snapshot of your credit. We don't get scores back, anything like that, but basically use that to make sure that you haven't no new credit inquiries, haven't opened up any new credit accounts, and that everything kind of matches what we made the initial pre-approval off of. So excuse me. The next fee down here, $9.85. That's the processing fee. That's what OnCue charges. That's how we get paid on the financing, is through the processing fee. Pretty standard to see processing fee. You might even see like underwriting, application fee, that type of thing. So with us, we just $9.85 included on one line here. Recording fee, that's basically to cover recording everything with the county. I always estimate $200. It come anywhere from $180, $190 up to $200. So I always just include that $200 fee in there. So you can see in this scenario, the total closing cost would be $2,619 for a $405,000 purchase, with the total amount of $418,365. So next box down here is what's called the prepaid items. First line here is what's called interim interest, and that's basically the interest on the money to get through the remaining days in the month. So if we closed on the 20th of a 30-day month, they charge interest from the 20th through the 1st of the following month. That gets you into the normal billing cycle. So let's just say we close at the end of November, had the interest in there, and then basically your first payment wouldn't be due till January 1st. So it's basically just covering the interest to get you through the remainder of the month and then get you into the normal billing cycle. So estimated property taxes here, I always quote 6 months in my scenario. So at closing, I mean, as you know, property taxes are due in April and October for billing dates of, you know, January through June, June through December. So at closing, you're going to reimburse the seller a little bit of what they paid already in property taxes through the December billing cycle. And then they'll have reserve requirements to pre-fund this escrow account. And basically 6 months really covers all those different amounts there. So what that'll do, it gives us enough into your escrow account, so as you're making your payment throughout the year, when April comes up, there's enough in there to pay the property taxes those 6 months, and then the same for October. So the insurance reserves at closing would be 1 to 2 months collected in reserves. Again, that pre-funds the escrow account. You'll pay the first year homeowner's insurance at closing, and then the reserves will go into the escrow account. So as you're making your payment throughout the year, when that premium becomes due the following year, there's enough in there to just pay that annual premium in full. So and once you close, you're going to have about 11 monthly payments that you make before that next insurance premium's due. So that's why we have that 1 to 2 months in there. Total prepaids in this scenario would be $4,264. So and just kind of going down the sheet here, 0 down, closing costs $2,619, and then prepaid items $4,264 would be total amount due at closing $6,884. In the second scenario here, you can see I did this one at a 5% down payment. I'll be putting a little bit more into the transaction than what you mentioned, but I just wanted to kind of show you the difference in the monthly payment doing the 5% down. So the big thing is, again, at $405,000 purchase price, doing a down payment of 5%, which would be $20,250, gives you a base loan amount of $384,750. Now, when you drop down the VA funding fee, you can see it's quite a bit less, and that's because when you do a 5% down payment, they reduce that fee from 3.3% down to 1.5%. So it makes a pretty big difference in like the overall loan amount. $390,521 would be the total amount financed. Again, at 4% interest, reduces the APR a little bit just because the loan amount's lower. A monthly payment breakdown, principal and interest would be $1,864.41. Property taxes, homeowners insurance would stay the same. And give you a total monthly payment of $2,327.15. So saves you about $132 a month, almost $133 difference. So all the closing costs, everything's going to stay about the same. Title insurance will adjust a little bit just because it's based off of the loan amount. But yeah, going through, you can see the prepaids, everything like that pretty much stay the same. Interest charge would be a little bit less, again, just because the loan amount's a little bit lower. So in this scenario, the prepaids would be $4,218. So you can see in the settlement box here is basically where it just totals everything up. $20,250 for the down payment, $2,602 for the closing costs, and then $4,218 for the prepaid items. It gives you a total amount due at closing of $27,071. So a little bit of a difference there due at closing, but it helped, like I said, save about $132, $133 a month in your monthly payment. So like I said, just want to include that so you can kind of see the difference when you're looking at down payment. When you look at the amount, the difference in the amounts that you're bringing in versus the difference in the monthly payment, it's about 12 years to get that difference back just through the savings in the monthly payments, so that additional $20,250. But any questions, definitely let me know. And as I mentioned in the email, next step would be getting pre-approved in the emails, link to my webpage. Go on there, complete an application. That way I have all your information from there. I can run credit, work on getting pre-approved. But any questions, definitely give me a call. 425-698-2917. Thanks, guys.